Why does your golden hamster suddenly turn into a tiny statue the moment he notices you nearby? That stiff pause can feel strange, especially when you were expecting a cheerful rush to the glass. Many owners read that silence as stubbornness, but your hamster is usually doing something much smarter. He is not ignoring you. He is running a fast safety check with his whole body. Golden hamsters are prey animals, so stillness is one of their oldest tools for staying alive. In the wild, freezing can buy one precious second before a predator decides where to strike. Their eyesight is not built for sharp detail, so movement often matters more than clear recognition. When your face suddenly appears, he may first register a giant shape, not his familiar person. If you loom above the enclosure, snarl, your outline can briefly resemble danger coming from the sky. Even a passing shadow across the bedding can make his body pause before his brain relaxes. Direct eye contact can also feel intense, because many prey animals treat being watched as important information. Before he trusts what he sees, he often wants to confirm you through scent. He may also listen for floor vibrations, because footsteps tell him something large is approaching. To him, your arrival begins with shaking air and trembling surfaces, not with a friendly smile. If you wake him too suddenly, that statue-like stillness can simply be sleepy confusion. Hamsters do not always switch from deep rest to full confidence in one smooth second. Because they are most active around dusk, a bright daytime greeting can catch them off schedule. When the room feels too bright, your hamster often chooses caution before curiosity. Bright light makes open spaces feel riskier, especially for a small animal that prefers cover. Inside the hideout entrance, freezing lasts longer because that doorway is his safety checkpoint. He often pauses there to decide whether the world outside still feels manageable. That moment is less about you personally and more about reading the entire territory. He is choosing between three options: stay hidden, step out, or retreat deeper inside. His history with human hands matters too, even when his body looks calm now. One rough grab in the past can teach a hamster that absolute stillness sometimes prevents worse surprises. Repeated gentle handling teaches the opposite lesson. Stillness is not always necessary around this person. Your scent on bedding, toys, or tissue can help him recognize you before you even appear. Strong new perfume or soap can delay that recognition and stretch the frozen moment. A noisy room can make statue behavior happen more often, because extra sound means extra uncertainty. When several faces crowd the cage at once, he has more signals to sort through. An enclosure with little cover can also increase freezing, because he sees fewer safe escape routes. More tunnels, sprays, and hideouts often shorten hesitation by giving his brain better options. Deep bedding helps too, because confidence grows when a hamster knows he can disappear quickly. Without that backup plan, even a familiar person can suddenly feel overwhelming. A predictable food sound, like a soft dish tap, can become a comforting warning signal. Soon he learns that your approach does not always mean danger. Sometimes it means dinner. But food alone does not create trust if every interaction still feels rushed. Trust grows when your presence keeps ending the same safe, boring way. When he freezes, staring back too hard can accidentally add more pressure. Turning slightly sideways looks softer to many small animals than facing them head-on. Moving your hand low and slowly is usually easier for him than seeing fingers drop from above. The worst response is chasing a frozen hamster just to make him move. Chasing confirms his suspicion that the pause was necessary in the first place. An open palm beside him works better because it leaves room for choice. Choice is powerful. because control can turn fear into curiosity. After the freeze, a tiny nose twitch is often the first sign that his confidence is returning. Whisker flicks usually mean he is collecting details, not shutting down. Ears angled forward often show attention, even if the rest of him still looks motionless. But a flattened body tells you the caution level is still high. Sometimes one lifted paw reveals the exact second he starts considering a safer next move. A stretch, a sniff, and one careful step mean the statue phase is beginning to melt. If he retreats after that, the interaction was not ruined. He may simply be storing new information and deciding later that you were safe. With calm repetition, many hamsters shorten that frozen pause little by little. Even so, some golden hamsters stay naturally cautious their entire lives. Personality matters just as much as training when you are reading a hamster's reaction. Younger hamsters often freeze longer because so much of the world is still unfamiliar. Older, well-settled hamsters usually rid daily routines faster and recover sooner. Stillness can sometimes signal illness too, especially if it appears suddenly without the usual alert curiosity. When the freeze looks unusually long or weak, it is worth checking his overall health. Squinting eyes, puffed fur, or strained breathing mean this is no longer just shyness. Outside the cage, freezing can mean something slightly different. In open space, staying still helps a small body avoid attracting attention. On your sleeve, that same stillness can also mean he is using you as stable ground. Fast hands from children or guests can erase progress and bring the statue response back. Consistent meetings at the same time each day make your arrival easier to predict. A small tissue carrying your scent can help bridge the gap between your absence and return. Letting him walk to your fingertips is better than placing your fingertips on him. When he approaches on his own, a tiny seed reward can gently reinforce bravery. Ending the interaction before panic starts protects the trust you just built. Successful endings matter because hamsters remember patterns more than owners often realize.
Hey
Over
there, little
time,
one.
your
It's
repeated
okay, you're
calm
safe.
exits teach him that seeing you does not lead to trouble. So why does your golden hamster stand like a statue when he sees you? Because in that tiny pause, he is measuring safety, not withholding affection. As your pattern becomes predictable, the freeze often softens into a sniff, then a step, then trust. And that is the quiet beauty of hamster trust. First stillness, then courage, then a very small hello.